What is TV Host Maker Live? During this 3-day event, you'll learn how easy and affordable having a TV show is, and more importantly, how to monetize your TV show. You'll learn everything from set design, show format, tech, production, monetization, building audience, on-camera confidence, booking and interviewing amazing guests, and becoming the celebrity expert that attracts clients, customers, fans, followers, and the media. I uncovered the winning formula called the STAR method that will make you become a TV star. So sign up today to make your dream of becoming a TV star a reality. Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And boy, oh boy, do I have a special episode for you today. Now, what we do here is we inspire, empower, and educate you through life's transitions. And I have shared on this show many times, many of my transition story of how I went from working at ABC in Chicago. That was my corporate career, into the reinvention of my life after a suicide attempt and a lot of other things that happened, and then created this life and mindset business and my TV show platform I have today. Well, today my guest on the show is the person who doesn't even know that she had this much of an impact on my life and changing the trajectory of my life. So you are going to want to stay tuned into this episode. All right. So welcome, everybody. I'm Diane Forster, and I am known as the TV Star Maker now. I am helping women, entrepreneurs, and professionals launch their own brilliant TV shows to take their brand and their business to the next level so they can have greater impact in the world. I'm also an award-winning life and mindset coach. And if this is your first time here, I want to say thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. And if you've been here before, I want to say welcome back. We are streaming right now in many areas. We're on E360 TV. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also available on Amazon and Apple and Roku and Android and so many other places. So we also take this TV show and pull the audio, and it's available on all podcast streaming platforms as well. So if you prefer to listen to podcasts, you can subscribe and find I Have Today with Diane Forster there too. So all right. Well, before we get into the show, I will leave you hanging no more. Let me tell you who my guest today is. It is Stacia Crawford, or Stacia Crawford. I'm sorry. I always want to make you like more elegant because you're so elegant. But Stacia Crawford, let me tell you who she is. She is the founder and CEO of Stay Ready Media. Her 35 years of experience as a TV news producer has positioned her to be a skilled communications specialist, a media trainer, and a publicity strategist. She's an Emmy Award-winning journalist, and she provides exceptional public relations and media coaching. So much more. She's a media insider. She understands what journalists want and what it takes to deliver. And her clients have been featured in countless outlets, broadcast, film, and digital outlets across the country, like ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, BET, MSNBC, WGN, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, Vanity Fair, Real Simple, Oprah Magazine, just to name a few. This is a woman that you are going to want to take advice from today. So please tune in. Make sure that you have no distractions because you are going to want to take notes. This woman has been in this industry for a long time. She's a powerful producer who worked at the #1 TV station in the 3rd largest market in the country. And that's how I know her. So she's getting ready to come on in just a minute. But before we get to our interview with her, I want to first share with you this week's intention statement. So our intention statement this week is, I have today to be more visible. I have today to be more visible. So you are meant to shine your bright light. You are meant to be a star, which is why I make stars. I just love doing what I do. You came here to be visible, to be seen, to be heard, to share your voice, to share your stories, to share your brilliance with the world. And both Stacia and I are doing that in the work that we do. It's very, very complementary. But I want you to shine like the bright star that you are. I want you to be visible because when you show up authentically as you have no idea how many lives you impact. I know you don't think that you do, but you do. That you have an audience that's waiting for you. The kind of brilliance and genius and experience and wisdom that only you have. So I want your intention statement this week to be, I have today to be more visible. And I want you to show up and I want you to bring it like I always share. So what we do with our intention statements is my amazing team makes a beautiful graphic. There it is. It's on the screen right now. And where you can find this graphic, I have today to be more visible, is over on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. When you go over there and you go to my profile, you'll see a little button that says intention statements. It's already there. I want you to take a screenshot of it and use it as your screensaver for this whole week so that every time you look at your phone, you see this and it is your reminder to be more visible, to show up in the world. All right. So while you're over there, if you're not following me and you feel called to, give me a follow. I'd love to follow you back and learn more about you. All right, so we are getting ready to bring Stacia up on stage right now. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor, The Spifter. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by The Spifter. What happened? This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by The Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. All right. Well, welcome to I Have Today, Stacia. How are you?
I'm amazing. And just delighted to be here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Okay. Well, I cannot wait to get into this conversation. I shared a little bit with you with our audience, and I just want to highlight some of these things because you're incredible. You've got a 35-year experience in TV news producing, and it has positioned you for the role that you have now, which is the founder and CEO of your company called Stay Ready Media. So first, will you tell us a little bit about what Stay Ready Media is?
Yes, we are a boutique PR agency, and we do PR a little bit differently than most. So, in addition to helping people to find their stories, craft incredible pitches, and get booked on TV, we also do a lot of confidence coaching. And I also have programs where I teach people who may not necessarily have a budget for PR or think they may not be ready for PR to actually do it themselves. And this is a skill that so many people can use, whether you are a founder, whether you are a CEO, a corporate, a coach, entrepreneur, author. These are vital skills that are going to help you regardless of what industry you're in.
They are vital skills. And oh my gosh, confidence coaching is so incredibly important. Because as we know, we're in this industry, we've been in this industry, so we know what it takes. But as much as some people want to get in front of the camera or host a TV show or get in the media, what happens is they get paralyzed by that fear. So I know the confidence coaching is so important.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So I make sure that anybody that I work with, whether you're having a conversation with someone at the grocery store or at the library, or if you are on a stage or doing a TV interview, you actually have the confidence to deliver, to know what to say, to know how to really get that person that you're talking to resonate with your story.
So true. Okay, well, before we get any further into your background and into our interview today, we have to share this story with the audience. Okay, I hope you guys are hanging onto your seats because this story is going to blow you away. All right. So if you know me or have ever heard me speak or watched this show, you've certainly seen we just showed a commercial for the Spifter. The Spifter is a kitchen gadget that I invented. Back in 2011, I came up with the idea for it. Actually, a little earlier before then. However, so way back then, all I had was a prototype. And I get a call from the producer at ABC. I worked at ABC in Chicago at the time. And I get a call from the producer saying, we're going to do a local inventor segment and we're interviewing inventors in the building. We heard you're an inventor. And so I said, I'm not an inventor. I just have a prototype. Like I haven't even thought about manufacturing. And they said to me, well, we don't care. We want to see products at all stages. We would love to feature you on the news. So I've shared this story a million times. So let me fast track it. So what I did is the interview was set up for 4 weeks. I scrambled to get a website done. I scrambled to get a logo done and, a place to capture information. So I went on the air that day. It was in December. And I want to say it was 2011, December 2011. In fact, I know it was. And I went on air for 1 minute with Janet Davies, and I got hundreds and hundreds of orders for a product I didn't even have. Okay. That interview, that 1 minute completely changed the trajectory of my life because it got me to then go manufacture the Spifter, which then led to me winning the Innovation Award, which then led to the QVC appearance orders and then the QVC appearance. And so much, every little dot in my journey, I attribute to that 1 minute moment. And do you know that Stacia is the reason that interview happened? Because you were the producer of that news, right?
Yes, I
So,
was.
so tell the story from your perspective, because I just said it from mine.
From my perspective, every time I see this picture of you and Janet Davis, like it almost brings me to tears because that is literally the power of television. Like you
Mhm.
said, it was 1 minute. This just goes to show 1 minute can literally change your life. And we did that segment because, as we meet people, you always find people who have these genius ideas. And sometimes people have these great ideas and they think, oh, that's nothing. It's not really worthy of TV or it's no big deal. And we did this segment because we knew even at ABC7, a TV station, this is your full-time job. But a lot of times we have other passions, right? And we have other bigger purposes in life. And we knew that there was so much brilliance in that building beyond just the people, who were going about their daily tasks behind the desk or whatever. And there was just so many brilliant people, and you were one of them. And the fact that you were able to accept that invitation, and go and get this website, manufacturing this product, getting everything in line because you recognize the power of TV and getting in front of these audiences and how it can literally change your life. So it almost brings me to tears every time I even think of this story. It's amazing.
It is amazing how, how one moment, these moment by moment, these little beautiful life decisions and experiences lead to so much. Now, here we are 13 years later. We recently connected through, a mutual connection of ours. And then we got on a call, we got on a Zoom call, and there was all this synergy. And it was like, what? What? Oh, I know what happened. You came to my master
The master
class.
class, yes. Yeah.
Yes. And I told the story, and you were like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm the producer.
I remember that day. Yes. Like that was me.
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful story. It's
Yeah,
such a
it
beautiful
is
story.
awesome. I call that the ripple effect.
Mm.
It's like that's what TV has the power to do. It creates this amazing ripple effect. And so one of the things that I do is I make sure that the people who come to me are ready for that. You got to be ready for that big wave.
Mm, mm. All right, well, let's get into your story. So, talk about your background first, and then share why you decided to leave corporate behind and pursue the entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. Well, I started in TV 35 years ago, fresh out of college. In fact, I was in college when I got my first TV job. And like so many people who go into TV, you think, oh, well, I want to be a reporter because that's what you see. And when I did my internship, I noticed a lot of inequity in some of the coverage, to be quite honest. I would watch stories of, people who deserved attention and didn't get it. And sometimes it was divided along racial lines, and that really disturbed me. And so I said, you know what? Who decides what gets on TV and what doesn't? And as I, learned through my internship, it's the producer. It's not the reporter who makes that decision. And that's when I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be that person. I want to have some decision-making power so that I can help have some say in what actually gets on TV, because that's how you literally change people's lives, right? So I did that. I worked in Philadelphia, a little bit in Baltimore. I worked in New Haven, Connecticut, and came to Chicago. And I've been in Chicago for almost 30 years, and it's just been the most amazing city. And I actually left TV originally in 2013 because I got laid off from my job. I had the
Mm.
highest rating midday show in the city at the number one station, right?
Yes.
And literally went to work one day and after my show was told that I didn't have a job anymore.
Wow.
And, I could have just kind of slumped over in the fetal position and cried and been distraught and upset. But I didn't. I knew that there was opportunity there because I knew that the skills that I had and the impact that I was making on people's lives would definitely transfer well beyond anything that the newsroom could do. And so that's when I started Stay Ready Media. And so I started doing PR and I started doing media training and helping people to recognize and secure those media opportunities to tell their stories so they can grow their brands and sell their books and make more money and, manifest greatness and abundance and prosperity in their lives. And it was the best decision I could have ever made.
I know it is because it's never rejection, it's redirection. And
Absolutely.
you had something, you know, way more meaningful. And not that it wasn't a good career. I say this about ABC all the time. It's so interesting because you were there 18 years. I was there 20 years. And we were literally in the same building. We were
Yeah.
literally there at the same time, and of course we were in different divisions, different floors. So it's interesting how we don't run into each other. And I feel it too, that that was a blessing for you. And the transition for me was the Spifter had happened, and that was kind of this sidebar thing over here. Like I didn't know, I obviously didn't know that where my life was going, but the signs were there, indications were there that things were shifting. And I applied for the national sales manager position at the ABC affiliate in the national sales office out in Los Angeles. For that position, oh no, I'm sorry, let me correct that. The national sales manager's position for the ABC affiliate in Los Angeles. And I did not get that. And that was a big rejection for me, but it was a sign for me to say, oh, you're not supposed to have that job, Diane, because if I had gotten that position, I guarantee you I'd still be in corporate
Right.
today because I
Yeah.
would have just been moving up the ranks. And so it was my rejection for my redirection in 2015. So yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Again, more synergy. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, it's like they say, you make plans and God laughs.
yes,
Right? So
yes.
that was my plan to retire, from that job. And God said, nope, I've got something else for you, something bigger, better, more fulfilling. You can impact more lives. And I just wholeheartedly embrace that. And I love it. I love every day getting up and helping and getting to help people on their, visibility and publicity journey.
Yes. Yes. So let's talk about the power of this. If somebody wants to get in the media, what are some of the first, key steps that they need to take?
Yeah. Well, there's really four key things that they need to do for any media opportunity. And I call it my STAR method. Again, there's that synergy, right? Because I know that you have
I
a STAR
I
method as
know. I teach the STAR method too. It's so interesting how we're both in this industry in different capacities, and yet we both knew like STAR was the way to go, but our stars stand for different things. So
they do.
let's talk about yours.
Yes, absolutely. So it is an acronym. I love acronyms because it's, so easy to keep important information top of mind. So the
Mhm.
S in STAR is the story. And this is so crucial because a lot of times people want to get on TV. They want to get those opportunities and get their message out there, but they don't have a story. They think, well, just because I have this book or just because I have this business that I should be on TV. But as a producer, and I will tell you that they don't care about that. They only care about the value that you bring to their audience. So when you're thinking about your story, whether it is your business, it could even be, and I tell people a lot of times, don't negate the power of your personal experience, right? That could be your story. So making sure that when you're thinking about getting in the media, keep that story first and foremost. Now, the T in STAR is timely. You have to make sure that your story is timely and relevant to the people that you're trying to get in front of, right? So if you're not speaking their language, if you're not talking about the things that they care about, and you have to be telling them why you need to do this story now, why is this important now? Right? News is called news for a reason. It needs to be new. It needs to be happening now. So if you had a story that you thought about 2 months ago and you're pitching it now, it's probably old news. So you got to redirect. You got to go back to the drawing board. It might mean blowing up the whole concept or just tweaking the idea, but it has to be timely. And then you always have to keep the audience in mind. That's the A in STAR. The audience, first and foremost, who are you talking to? So this is going to help you determine what outlets you need to be pitching, what journalists you need to be reaching out to, who is their audience, and how invested are they in the topic that you want to talk about. So do not forget the audience because that is key. And then the R in STAR, this is the one that so many people want to skip. They think that, oh, I'll do that later. It's so important. It's the relationship. It's the
Mhm.
relationship with the journalist, the relationship, whether it's the reporter or the producer, those people who are the so called gatekeepers, the decision makers. You have to build a relationship with them because this is how you're going to know what it is that they're interested in, what it is that they're looking for. And then you can deliver to them a well rounded, irresistible pitch because you know what they want. I like to think of the pitch as a gift, right? You don't want to give people a gift of what you want them to have. You want to give them the gift that they want, what they desire. So that is the STAR, the story, timeliness, the audience, and the relationship. So that is what has to be top of mind each and every time you consider getting in front of a television or any media outlet audience.
So powerful and so good, and it's amazing how many people do not do this.
They do
Because
not.
you and I both know this, that the audience in your STAR method is everything. That the reporters and the journalists, the editors, who's ever working, the anchors, who's ever doing the story, it's not about you. As
That's right.
amazing as you are, it is not about you. It is always about the audience. What is this impact going to be on our audience? What are we delivering for our audience?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people make it about them. I
Yep.
shared in the training that you attended, my master class, I shared that I was able to get in a national media 4 times with one email because
Mhm.
I know this. So if you're listening to this or watching this right now, you need to work with Stacia. She knows what she's doing. She's spent 35 years. She's been in the industry for 35 years. She was the a top producer at the number one ABC affiliate in the market of Chicago, third largest market in the country, number one in the day part. Like, this woman knows her stuff. So listen to her and work with her. So that is so good. And I think it's interesting too. That's great. That STAR method is so good. What are your thoughts around niching? Niching to some area of expertise.
Yeah, I think that niching is great because typically, when most people want to be in the media, you want to show up consistently, not just every now and then, right? This has to be a key part of your marketing plan. And so, in order for you to do that, you want to be the sought after expert. So I would just ask, what do you want to be known for? Because of course we're all multifaceted, we're multi-talented, and we can speak and, talk about a lot of things. But what do you want to be known for? So I think
Mhm.
niching is going to be incredibly important, particularly if you're just starting out. Now, once you've made a name for yourself, then of course, you can kind of start to have a little bit more wiggle room. But I think that in the beginning, as far down as you can niche, that is really going to help you because that's going to help that journalist say, when I'm looking for someone on this particular topic, this is my go-to person because I know she's an expert in this area or he's an expert in this area. That
Yeah.
niching is going to be a time saver and a game changer.
Yes. I just want to share some of the live comments. First of all, we've got Joyce Lynn. Hey, Joyce, so good to see you, who says you are both so inspiring. Cindy, thank you. She's loving the show. And then we've also got National Bucket List Day, apparently is a client of yours who says that you are amazing. Stacy is amazing. She is helping me tell my story. Yes. The power
Yes,
of your story is incredible. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. And the story really pulls people in. And I'm sure you agree with this too. We learn through story. We can connect and relate to somebody through their story. And at the same time as you're sharing your story, well, what is the takeaway too? What is that lesson, that opportunity, that takeaway for the viewer or the listener or the reader? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I always will ask, okay, you want to be on TV. What is someone going to gain? What are they going to benefit from listening to an interview with you for 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? Or in your case, it could be as short as a minute.
Yep.
So, what is the takeaway? What is that audience going to get? Because we also got to realize it's a noisy space, it's a crowded landscape, and we're all fighting for people's attention. And so, if I'm going to spend 5 minutes of my time listening to an interview, I got to get something from it. So whether that is, something, it could be something tangible, something practical. It could be just to make them smile. It could be inspiration. It could be, giving someone that can do, letting them know that there's some hurdle or challenge that they're facing in their life. And you're letting them know, hey, you can do it. I've been through this. I know what it takes to get through it and you can do it too. So, that's really what it's all about.
Yes, it is. It is. Leaving them feeling better at the end than they did at the beginning, giving them something. Yes.
Absolutely.
And I agree with the way you position the niche, because here's the thing about niching. So many people think that, oh, I want to reach millions. I got to reach millions. I got to get on, Good Morning America so I can sell millions of books. You and I both know the reality of that the media appearance, while it's important, is a very small percentage of what actually transpires. So go a little bit deeper into that, both
Yeah.
before and then after.
Yeah,
The
absolutely. I mean, well, before it's all about being in front of the right audience, resonating with that audience. But
Yes.
doing that interview is just the beginning. I've had people who've said, "Oh, well, I've been on TV. I did this show, I did that show, and nothing really happened. My life didn't change." And I always ask, what did you do after the interview? Because
Yes.
that interview is really just the beginning. Yes, you absolutely want to have an incredible story. You want to, attract that media attention, but now that just becomes a powerful asset for you to now use. So how are you going to use it to reach millions? People will often say, yeah, well, I want to be on Good Morning America, or I want to be on the Today Show, which is fabulous. Yes, you can do that. And I've had clients who have done that. But don't underestimate the power of local media, because when it comes to, growing your business, your brand, selling your books, those local news stations are often the places where you're going to be able to get the most and the fastest traction. Even podcasts, like, this podcast. The power of the podcast is amazing. This is why there are so many of them, right? Why do you think celebrities who are already famous and already making millions of dollars are now creating and showing up on other people's podcasts? Because they know how powerful it is. And it doesn't mean you have to be on a podcast with, 3 million downloads a month. It
Right.
doesn't. It's all about what you do with it after. So that's all a part of your strategy, right?
Mm.
It's not about just showing up, popping up in the media here and there, but really building out a strategy to show up in the media, different types of media consistently.
Yeah. I love that you use the word strategy, because in my STAR method, strategy is the S. And it is a strategy to get in the media. And it's not, saying, oh, well, I did that once and it didn't do anything for me. It's commitment and consistency, right? I
Yes.
agree. Start local, make those connections locally. Like I've connected with several people here in town who have shows that
Yeah.
actually filmed a segment for two of the stations here. They have the show, it airs on sister stations, but there was a tech issue, so we have to re-record it. But I already have that relationship there, so we will re-record it, and that door is now open for me to come back and be a regular guest expert at what I do. Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to, continue to give them value. That's the biggest thing. Continue to give them value. And because here's the thing, it does take the strategy, right? So now when you work with an outlet, a channel, a medium, whatever the outlet is, you now build that relationship, the R in your STAR formula. You build that relationship with those producers because they are sifting through hundreds of
Oh,
emails a day.
yes.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
And you've got to grab their attention. You've got to make their lives easier. They're gonna have you on if you do all the work. They know they can count on you. They know you're
Absolutely.
going to deliver an exceptional interview. You're buttoned up and you're actually making their life easier. They're going to come to lean on you and know that with you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
I have producers who even reach out to me, they may have a cancellation or they have an opening, and they will literally call me and say, "Hey, I've got an opening on this date. Do you have someone?" Because they know that I'm going to come through because I've built that relationship.
right.
That's important, knowing that, when they see, like you were saying, you have this sea of emails in your inbox and they don't have time to read all of them. That's just the reality. They just don't. And
Yep.
they're going to read the ones from the people that they know. The faces and the names that they recognize are the people that they're going to go to first. So take the time. It's so important to take the time and build that relationship. And that means knowing what types of stories that they cover, right? If you have a health story, don't pitch a crime reporter, right?
No, right.
You have to know, right? Who's the health reporter, and what makes a good story to them? What are they looking for? And building those relationships. And don't underestimate the power of social media, because journalists now, we know, when you and I were in this business, the internet wasn't even a thing.
Right,
Right? Didn't
right,
even exist. And a
right.
lot of stations were very resistant to it in the beginning. It's like, we didn't have email, we didn't have Facebook and Twitter and all of that, but now we do. And those reporters and those producers are there, and not only just because they want to be. Of course, it's social media, and many of them are there for their own personal, use it for their personal use. But stations are also requiring it. So you have to, post your stories there, follow them, pay attention to the types of stories that they're doing and the types of stories that they're looking for. It's a free tool. You'd be crazy not to take advantage of it.
What a great way to continue to build the relationships too, is because they do have to be there. That is part of the requirement now. The fragmentation is just happening everywhere. And, like you said, it's podcasts are of course very popular. Streaming TV, shows like mine, very important. Like our network, my show, 50,000 viewers
Yes.
is nothing to shake a stick at.
Not
That
small potatoes, exactly.
right. That is think about that. So be smart, be strategic on where you want to go in reaching your right audience with the right message. Make it easier on these producers and these editors and these journalists, and just make it, the assignment editors, everybody, make it easy on them. Remember that on the other side of that is a person who's got a life, who
Yeah.
works just like you do, works super hard, has a family, it's a career, and it is about building relationships. And I believe this, and I know you do too, Stacia. I believe it must be a win-win-win for everybody. It's a
That's it.
win for me as the
Mhm.
guest. It's a win for the producer slash journalist, reporter, anchor, whoever you're interviewing with on the other side. And it's a win for the audience.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that, if you keep that in mind, then you're just going to continue to deliver great information to them. And it's always about giving first. Always
Yes.
about giving first.
Always giving first. And and those journalists also, they understand that win formula, right? They understand, yes, you want to grow your business, you want to grow your brand. They get it.
Yep.
Um, but that's not what comes first, right? But they understand, yeah, you want to get something out of it. So they will give you an opportunity to talk about, the thing that you want. But that can't be, in your pitch, that can't be the first thing out of the gate, right?
Right.
I want to come on your show to promote my book. That's the fastest way to get deleted and possibly blocked, right?
Yeah. Yes. I 100% agree. And when I shared that layout, yeah, I'm sure you teach this. You've got your system, the way you do this. But this is a key critical point, that it's not about you. It is always about the audience. So one of the big mistakes I see, and I'll bet you see this too, is, and I will tell you from my own personal experience, as someone who understands media, has been in media for my entire career, and has had my own show since 2017. I'm getting a thumbs up. It's this, that when people spam me all the time saying, I'd be a great guest on your show, and they
Mm,
write all about them, they have not even watched my show.
that,
They don't
yeah,
subscribe to my show. They're right. And they're an immediate delete. And I
yep.
know that the media out there is immediately deleting.
Oh,
But the
absolutely. I
difference
did it
comes,
all the time. Yeah. Because, you can read a pitch and if
yep,
someone has watched your show. If for example, when I was at ABC, we rarely, unless it was a celebrity or somebody who had a book, we rarely did authors. And I would get so many pitches from people who would say, "Oh, you should interview me on your show. I've got this new book. I've got this new book." I'm like, clearly you've never watched my show. And
right,
you've never, even taken the time to get to know what types of stories we do offer.
right.
You're just thinking about what you want and what you need. And that
Mhm.
doesn't work for me.
Yes. So true. So if there's anything that you need to take away from the show today, it is that point right there. So, I mean, of the many, many things that we're talking about. And yeah, so what we do is here's an example of how people just, they're in their bubble. I'm part of a group on Facebook, and they allow you to post be a guest on my show, or I'd like to be a guest on your show, that type of thing. So I did a post. I gave first and said, hey, I'm Diane Forster. This is my TV show. This is the platform. This is our target market. This is the size of our audience. These are the kind of stories that we're looking for. I gave him so much detail in there, and it should have chased away a lot of people. It didn't. And I said, please do not send me a DM. Do not comment in here, and do not email me your bio, your headshot, a description. Please do not do that. If you are interested, send an email with the words guest inquiry in the subject. That's all you need to do. Our team will get back to you with the question. Oh my gosh, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Like they didn't even read, they don't even care. So
Exactly.
all of those people, nope. No,
Yeah.
if they can't follow that simple direction, they're not at all interested in the fact that I've taken 6 years, 7 years to build this audience, and I am caring about my audience first.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
exactly right.
Yeah.
Right. Journalists are very protective of their audiences. And so if you don't meet that criteria, or simply don't follow simple instructions, what kind of guest are you going to be?
Exactly. Right. That means you're not going to promote our show. You're going to promote the fact that you're on my show. You're not going to, you're not thinking about our audience. So, yes, big lesson for everyone watching and listening. Please make it win-win for everybody, right? You do have a book, you do have a story, you do have wisdom, and you do want to make impact, but make sure that it's win-win-win for everybody.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I have 2 more questions for you I want to ask. And the first question is, how do you live the I Have Today way, which is intentionally in the present moment? And if you could start that with, I have today too.
Yes. I have today to be an example and an inspiration for others. That's how I live my life. In fact, intentional was my word for 2024. And for a long time, for several years, I didn't even have a word. And I literally woke up one day, 3 a.m., and God just said, intentional. That's your word. And that's how you live your life. And that means in the words that I speak, in the places that I go, in the way I run my business, the way I, spend time with my family, the people, other people in my circle, that has to be my intention. And I think about that each and every day. So everything that I do, if it's not getting me to a particular goal that I have in mind, I'm not doing it because I know it starts with me. And that's the beginning of that ripple effect that we talked about, right? So I think that in order to manifest the life that you want, it requires you to be intentional. And you get a new opportunity to do that each and every day. Every day is a new chance. It's a new opportunity. And you probably know the quote, today is a good day to be a good day.
Yes.
Make it a good day. And that's just how it starts. It starts right now, not tomorrow, not next week. It starts today.
Yes. I have today. We love it. Love it.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. All right. So, Stacia, what do you wish more people knew?
I wish that more people knew that they really do have value in this world. I meet so many people who have this attitude and this feeling of, I'm not enough, or why me? It's little old me. I'm not important. Um, and that is so not true. And sometimes it just simply takes meeting someone and talking to someone and just sharing in a real authentic and genuine way for them to see that value that you offer. We were all put here for a purpose. And so I think that, if more people really understood that, the world would be a much kinder place. And I think that, it would just be a better place for us to raise our kids and inspire future generations.
Beautiful. So beautifully said. Wow. Well, I have absolutely loved having you on the show. It's been a privilege and an honor, and I love the way we connected. And now our we're soul sisters and power partners for life. You
Yes,
always, yeah,
yes.
you always have that with me. So keep doing what you do. Can you please tell everyone how they can find out more about you and get in touch with you?
Yes, absolutely. So if you go to beseengetbookedsession.com, there is a calendar there, and there's also videos there. So there's videos to help you just kind of step into your own power, own your story, and then you can actually get on my calendar and we can have a conversation about how we can really get you the visibility and the media exposure that you truly deserve, and finding out how to pull out that real story that's inside of you that the world needs to know about, because the world needs to know your name. So let's just have a chat, let's have a conversation and see how we can get you started on that road to your increased visibility.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I know that I'll be talking to you soon. Everybody make sure that you are following Stacia Crawford. She is amazing. Take her up on our invitation, and you keep doing what you do. You keep shining your light so bright, and we will continue to journey together and cross collaborate. I know many people in my world need you. So thank you. Have a beautiful today, and I know that I'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, she's just amazing, isn't she? I want to thank you all who are here and you're adding comments. Joyce, I saw what you wrote. That is amazing. Yeah, you all need to shine your light. And listen, this is what I want to say to you. This is very, very important. It is so great that Stacia is doing what she's doing. She's helping you who already are trying to put yourself out in the world in a great way, which is, in a positive way, which is incredible. She's a facilitator for that. She's an expert at that. You also need your own platform. Where we are going in this day and age, if you don't have your own platform, you are going to be lost. There's just this, you have a 2 to 3 second opportunity to capture somebody's attention. And again, like we were saying, it does not need to be millions. The more niched you are, the better it is. You're better off making an impact with 100 people. Let me tell you, if you have 100 loyal fans that are end up being paying customers, you'll be rich the rest of your life. You will be rich the rest of your life. I'm not kidding. If you have 1,000 loyal fans and followers and customers, your generations will be rich for life. How's that for knowledge? How's that for motivation to get your great work out into the world in the most powerful way that you can? So while Stacia is a power partner with mine in getting you into the media, I am your conduit and your guide for getting your TV show launched. And yes, I'm talking TV show. TV show that also becomes a podcast, also becomes a blog, also becomes those important news pegs to get you into the media and all the things. And taking your work into long form content for as little as 30 to 60 minutes a week. That's it. It has been a game changer for me. And now I'm teaching you how to do it at the upcoming TV Host Maker event, which is happening in just a few days. It is a virtual event. So take a listen to this so that you can get registered right now. Get your front row seat. You're going to want to be there. You're going to want to register right now so you can get your surprise box in the mail before the event starts. So take a listen to this.
Diane Forster. What can I say about Diane Forster?
Diane Forster has such a long history of expertise and experience. I knew I'd be able to learn a lot of information from her.
I would feel so bad if I did not tell you what an amazing teacher she is, and that you need to launch your own TV show and let Diane show you how to do it.
It's live training for people who want to be a TV host, and I've had so much fun. I've learned a lot. I've been a TV host for well over 30 years, and I love how simple she makes it sound for people to do what they've always dreamed about, which is have their own TV show.
If you want to differentiate yourselves from your competitors, You need to be like Diane Forster.
I launched my own TV show called Pivot Now. I mean, it's amazing how it just took off.
I'd recommend it to anybody who's thinking about starting a show. Diane is a professional, and I'm really excited to be working with her.
2 weeks ago, I would never have thought that I'd come here and be at this event, meeting the most amazing people and having the experience that I've had, and then learning that the wealth of wisdom that she's provided, it is beyond what I could have imagined.
I had a great time learning so much from it. I learned a lot from Story Diane. I think you are very inspirational.
And made me realize I needed a bigger goal, and she helped me to step up into my courageousness. I can now open up my own TV network show to have a platform on which I can serve this woman from a higher place.
And what I so appreciate about today is her integrity, her spirit, her true caring, showing up. I'm coaching with her now as well, and we all think way too small, and she makes you think a lot bigger.
She provides the support, the information, the administrative detail, all the technical side, and really puts it in a wonderful user-friendly package.
You're going to love her material. It's so easy to learn from her. And so I just can't recommend any more strongly. Launch your own TV show, embrace the future, and make an impact on the world.
So this is your time. Your time is today. So go to tvhostmaker.com/live, tvhostmaker.com/live. And in just 3 short days, you can become a TV star with my proven star method formula. So, all right. All right, well, let's get ready to do our mantra meditation with our last couple of minutes left. It's been an amazing show. Because we're running low on time, I'm not going to walk you through the whole breath and the chakras and the energy centers and my rainbow breath. We're just going to do a really powerful one to get you aligned, empowered, intentional, and present so that you can anchor in everything that we learned today. So we'll do 2 short breaths. We're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, pull it all the way down, hold it for 8 seconds, and then breathe it out for 8 seconds. So let's close our eyes. Do this right now. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe it out for 8. Get rid of all that toxicity. Now let's do it one more time. Breathe in for 4 through your nose. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. Keep your eyes closed. Listen to the words. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I have today to be visible. I have today to shine like the star that I am. To get my work, my word, my message, my mission, my wisdom, my stories out into the world. Because everything that I've ever experienced in my entire life has been here to teach me something, and I can take what I've learned and pass those lessons and knowledge and experience on to others. I just have to step into my power. I just have to be confident and know that my work and my word is really about the others it resonates with. It's not egotistical and really about me. It's about me using that to serve others. And I'm going to use these powerful platforms like Stacia's coaching program, get into the media, put my story out there, create my own show, my own platform, and build long-term relationships with the audience that is waiting for me. Because I now understand they are waiting for me. It doesn't need to be millions of people. It doesn't even matter if it's just one. If I have impact on one life every day, I am serving the world in a really, really great way. I am going to learn how to collaborate and partner with the power partners out there that are available who actually do want my story out in the world too. They know what a gift it is, and I'm going to position it that way. I know that my story matters, and I know that it takes consistency and commitment to do it, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it today. I'm going to tap into those experts that have come before me who are going to make it easier for me to do it. I'm going to be confident, I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to make that impact and visibility I was born to make. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank my beautiful guest, Stacia Crawford, for being here today. What a beautiful show. You need to be the star that you are. She has a star method. I have a star method. It's all about you being a star. Thank you so much for being here. For more information on me, go to Diane Forster Official, and I will see you next time. Take care.